Okay, here's a GeoGebra file that I threw together. Um, I have two different functions here. F of x is, in this case, a times x plus b, so one linear function, and then g of x is c times x plus d. So I have slider bars for a, b, c, and d. So f of x has a slope of a and an initial condition of b. So you can see that line right there is f, and has an y-intercept of 1 and a slope of 1. And then the other line, g of x, you can see this line right here is g, and has a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of -1. So the point where they are the same, I was able to put in this point right here, intersection of these two lines at 2, 3. So that's where function f and function g would be the same for their x and y value. And when you look at the spreadsheet telling me the different points, so here I'm just putting a list of values going up by 0.1 each time. And then here I have my f value, oops, and in the next column I have my g value. So what is the function evaluated at 1, and what is the function evaluated at 1. So this is all of my function values f and all my function values for g for different x values. So when the x value is 2, you can see that both f and g give me a value of 3. And you can see that everywhere else these numbers are increasing, but these numbers are increasing by more, right? So they would never be the same again, and they just grow further and further apart. Before, they were getting closer and closer together, right? This one is 1 apart, then it's 0.8 apart, and 0.5 apart, and then 0.1 apart, and then they are the same. So you see, like as we increase our x value, they're getting closer and closer together. Then when we got to 2, they were the same value, and then as we go away from 2, they're getting further and further apart. So that's just a little illustration of how we can look at the algebra, the graphic, and the numeric together in one place. Okay, now that you've seen what it can do, let's go ahead and show you how to make your own GeoGebra file. So what you do is click on slider once you start a new file, and let's put in 4 slider bars, so A, B, C, and D. And I'm just going to put in 2 other ones, start and step. Okay, so you should have those 6 slider bars put in there. And now I'm going to make some functions. So I go to the input bar and I type in f of x equals a times x plus b, and g of x, and arrow over, equals c times x plus d. So I have those 2 lines, and right now you can see f and g are right on top of each other, so this would be an infinite number of solutions. If I were to change the b value, that changes the y-intercept, and now there's no solution. And then if I change any of the slopes, immediately they would cross at some point, and if I zoom out, you can see the intersection there. The way you can find an intersection value is to go to point, intersect, and then you can click on the intersection of the 2, or you can click on one line at a time, and then you see the intersection at point A. It says right here 2.6, 3.6. If I want that to show up on the screen, I can right click on the point, say object properties, and change the label to value. Okay, and there it is. Now if you want to show a spreadsheet, go to view spreadsheet, and over here I can list my x values. So I'm going to start with my start value, which is 1, and then increase by the step value at each time. So I'm going to click on A1, so this is going to be A1 plus the step, and I'm going to copy that formula down. So I just hover over the corner until it turns into a cross and then drag it down. So these are all my x values. And then in column B, I'm going to put the function value, so f of this value right here. So I click on A1 and it'll put A1 in there for me. So f of A1 is 0.4. Then I hover over the corner and drag it down. So these are all the function values evaluated at these x values for f. Now I'm going to put in the g of x. So g of that value, so g of 1 is 2 in this case, and I drag that down. Okay, so right now 2.6, 3.6. Let's make my step value 0.1. So I gotta click on move. So 0.1 and 2.6. Yes, I see 2.6, 3.6, and 3.6. So you might want to try to stick to whole numbers on these, and then it'll be a little bit easier to find them. Or what if we did 4? Would be -3, so I'll change my start value to -4 or something like that. And there's -3 is -2, -2 for both the f of x and g of x. And here's my f function and my g function.